Where is all the great comedy gone? Think back to some classic episodes and ask yourself, could that be made today? Of course not. It'd be politically incorrect. And the left ruins everything. But what's still on the table is taking a teen-centric Netflix cartoon and praising Planned Parenthood and abortions. And just so no one can say, Ben, you're reading into this, end your episode by saying, thanks liberal elites who convinced us to do an episode on Planned Parenthood, even though so many people will be furious at us for doing it. Well, that's exactly what the creators of Big Mouth on Netflix did in their episode. So let me insert some real life into this fairy tale and shine some light on some stupid stuff they talked about. I'm Ben Davies, this is Pure Hollywood. Oh, abortions and making fun of pro-life stereotypes. It really is the comedy gold we've been searching for, so put down that pen and paper, because the show Big Mouth on Netflix beat you to it. The episode starts out with a main character in school calling Planned Parenthood an abortion factory, and poking fun at YouTube for giving him some access to this insane line of thinking.
I'm sorry, but they do a lot more than abortions.
Yeah, they save lives.
By killing babies?
Jay, please stop.
Watch YouTube, guys. Just watch YouTube.
Well, here's one of those wacky YouTube videos of Dr. Laventino giving an absolutely gut-wrenching testimony speaking at the House Judiciary Committee.
Picture yourself introducing this and grabbing anything you can blindly and pull, and I do mean hard, and out pops a leg about that big, which you put down on the table next to you. Pull out an arm about the same length. You know you did it right if you crush down on the instrument and white material runs out of the cervix. That was the baby's brains.
Wait, what do you mean? You didn't hear about Dr. Laventino in your school? Shocking. But hey, this doctor's on YouTube, a mostly open source for information. So that must be crazy, and nothing like Michelle Wolf's worship-like episode on abortion on her now canceled Netflix show. But of course, this hilarious episode goes on to uncover the wonders of Planned Parenthood, but how they screen for cancer and that only 3% of their services are actually abortions. So, you know, your taxes should pay for it, and there's no other facilities in America that actually do everything else that Planned Parenthood does. Well, in the real world and not in this cartoon, National Review's Rich Lowry points out how they get to that 3% mark. He says, quote, "This is a little like performing an abortion and giving a woman an aspirin, saying that half of what you do is abortion. Like, you know, the counseling, the medications, the aspirins, everything is lumped in there, so they do way more services than just this." He goes on to compare it, saying, quote, "The sponsors of the New York City Marathon could count each small cup of water they hand out, some 2 million cups compared with 45,000 runners, and say that they're mainly a hydration business. But hey, it's a cartoon, right? So come on, ignore that. And of course, it ends with a fun musical montage of a one-night stand. And then our female hero goes to a Planned Parenthood and has an abortion, and then ends up meeting a man, getting married, and having a baby later in life. And they live happily ever after thanks to the abortion given by Planned Parenthood. And now, of course, anyone can make a show about whatever they want, and if a platform wants to acquire it and people want to consume it and watch it, go ahead. After all, it's just a cartoon and it's not the real world. But let me tell you a few real life stories of my own. My grandmother unintentionally got pregnant when she was 14 years old, and 9 months later, my mother was born. Now, my mother grew up never knowing her biological father till she was an adult. She grew up and started a successful agency empowering young men and women to enter the entertainment world, and even went on to be an executive national vice president in another company. Oh yeah, and having me, as well as being my grandmother's best friend through their life together. Through the highs and the lows, and taking care of my grandmother along the way, and currently still live 20 minutes from each other. And that real life story is sweet and inspiring, but then again, my grandmother didn't get a music video cartoon encouraging her to kill my mother before this all happened. Oh, and one more, a wonderful girl that I dated in high school, whose parents similarly had an unplanned pregnancy. They chose to have a shotgun wedding in college and keep the baby. They went on to graduate college and be successful in both of their careers. And then later in life, when they felt like it was now time to have a baby, at the much more common age of 30, they couldn't. Let me repeat that for anyone still humming the song at the end of Big Mouth's cartoon. They couldn't. Now imagine that cartoon's ending after the woman chooses to abort her baby at Planned Parenthood and now wants to have a baby with her husband at her time, and then she couldn't. My guess is that cartoon would have ended very differently. But hey, these are just two anecdotal real-life stories, and that's a cartoon with music on Netflix. So what do I know? I'm Ben Davies, this is Pure Hollywood. Did you enjoy that video? Of course you enjoyed that video. So now you need to become a premium member to the Rebel. That way you have first access to Pure Hollywood and the entire Rebel lineup.